Hello everyone and welcome back to Death Stranding. This is episode 4. We are continuing our journey to connect new locations and do our darndest as being the best delivery man out there. We're going to leave our private room and get right back into the action as we did some cool combat last time, infiltrated like an old factory to get like some like factory data, which is very cool, and we're on our way to go to the wind farm to put a power unit in there, so that's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll leave our private room, prep ourselves for the journey ahead. We also got fancy legs. We got fancy exosuit bionic legs. Huey Emmerich, except better. So we're going to deliver the power supply unit. So that's what we're up to. So we're gonna head on out. We're getting through all of our lovely signs left here for us.
Good morning, Sam.
We're going out this way this time, so it looks like that's the wind farm through there, up that way. Last episode we found another facility that we haven't actually checked out yet or gotten any information about. A Ludens fan, not sure what that's about yet. Hopefully we'll find out sometime. But we'll have to see how we go. But it's been fun looking at all of these pathways that have formed that we can take through all of the different cities and stuff. I'm really hoping we can eventually get this motorbike up and running, which will help us make journeys back over this way, because it's a very long walk, especially when you get deliveries that are specifically for capital, not city. At this point in time, I've started like leaving them and entrusting them to other players at different post boxes. And just, keeping within my general area, because otherwise I get immensely distracted. I end up running around forever and not getting anything done. So I'm gonna try and focus on our main orders for now. I have a lot of fun doing so with our gorgeous environments. It's been fun. Last episode we learned like combat and stuff properly, that we can do belly flops like that and knee kicks, and we got a fancy gun. We got the maser gun for a powerful electric charge just to stun them, which is wonderful. I wonder if we'll get like a melee type weapon or whether we just have to rely on our own fists for that. Wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, we got. That's the way station, right? That's up that way. Might have to come back for this one later. Oh, actually, I've got more weight now on my back because we got the fancy legs, so I can deliver that one on my way back. But whenever we're taking a new, heading to a new destination with a new route, I do like to make sure that we can go on that journey together. I won't, try and edit it out for the most part, as we don't know what's going to lie ahead on a new pathway on uncharted territory. When I'm retreading older areas and doing deliveries and stuff, I'm much more likely to edit that stuff out.
There we go.
Some more stuff for the distribution center here. This one's an extra large one, however. So what I might do is we'll head to the wind farm first, and then I might pick up these materials on the way back, because I don't think they're going anywhere. We've got quite a decent amount of... We've got sandalweed. We've got quite a decent amount in case we ever run out. I might actually take these off, just for now. Our weight will take a little bit more of a toll. But I am trying to conserve battery as well. I think we can manage it right now. I'll be getting the bulk of my weight off soon once we get to this wind farm. Oh wow, there's going to be strong wind at the wind farm. Who would have thought? Who would have thunk? Deplete stamina more quickly. A headwind will slow movement. A tailwind will speed you along slightly. These effects can be reduced by ranging with cargo, so it offers less wind resistance. playing music. I like how they can. I like how the lockers can actually play music. Lost cargo will probably ignore. That's hilarious though. Got some time fall happening. God, see, when you got stuff for capital, not city, all the way over here, it's just going to be a pain to get to. I'll have to put my special pants on the way back. Pick up all this cargo and I can make some deliveries. Those things related to the wind farm? Which direction are we headed in? Still got a ways to go, actually. Yeah. Maybe I will put those legs on. That'll help me combat the wind. Ah, I think they charge. There's a lot of cargo. There is a lot of cargo to get in this new area. I love the different environment that we've just stumbled into as well, essentially, where we're in more of like forest. We actually got some trees and stuff. Oh, we've got BTs. Or we're getting close to them. This might be a good opportunity to actually use one of these EX grenades. Condensed body fluids collected from the shower. So, if we have any BTs that we see, we can actually... There we go. See if we can throw one at it and see what happens.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah.
If we don't have to use a grenade, that's good, but just in case, for emergency, keep our eye out. While we're in this area, I might end up picking up some cargo, because I know it's going to be hard to... Oh god. I don't know if I can throw a grenade down here. I don't know if that's gonna work. All I know is I've just been grabbed. I don't think the grenade did anything. I don't think it worked. Might have done it wrong. I don't think it threw. I don't think I even threw it. Okay, you need to actually get it on them. Yeah, I see. Did that do anything? Maybe it... No, it just disappeared. I was like, maybe it would mark them so I could, like, see them and they won't go back to being invisible, but that didn't work. I got one with it. It didn't do much, so there's your research, Hartman. It doesn't do much. BB is just a little bit stressed right now. It's alright, BB. I need to get down, but I keep going up. It's hard when we're so close to one. Oh, shit, run! Shake him off, no! Shake him off. Oh my god, dude. Come on. Get off of me. Oh my fucking god. That was not good. Holy shit, man. That was rough. Oh, nice wind farm you got here.
Beginning scan.
God damn.
Bridges ID. Verifying ID.
Hey, nice wind farm, just protected by goddamn ETs. BB is relieved. Hey, BB. Come here. Just rock BB. There we go. Hello. Better? That's better. Yeah. Good BB. Good BB. That's fine. That was absolutely flawless, see? He didn't die, that's the important part. Alright, in we go. To the wind farm. Deliver this power terminal. A little bit dirty. Hey, you take a shower.
Thank you. With this unit, we should be able to power the distro center via the chiral network. Other places too, if it works. Here's hoping the UCA can put our electricity to good use. Mind if I have a look? Incredible. How'd you get this here? You fly?
Bruh. I wish I could fly. We did it, though. We did it, boy.
All we need now is a connection to the chiral network. Go for it.
Yeah, BB, that's right. Dun 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 dun. Connected. Nice.
Network bandwidth is a limited resource, and every structure you build consumes it. However, as you increase your connection level, the bandwidth available to you will increase as well.
New strand established. Wind farmers joined the UCA. New interview data required. Humanity's biggest problem, logistics, chiral contamination number 1, and the discovery of beaches and the concept of death. Can now use the PCC to build generators. New features have been added to your cufflinks. Supply request, bridge links, new options to take on orders, to delivery terminals. Nice. Make delivery, entrust cargo, and garage. The garage feature can be used at not cities and distribution centers. Nice.
About time we did our part. Thanks again. You know, I heard the rest of your team was wiped out. Makes what you're doing all the more incredible. You're a one-man expedition. I hope Amelie's doing as well as you. Wonder if she made it to Edgenot City yet. It was her that put us in charge of the wind farm. I was with the group bringing up the rear while Amelie led the way. I've never met her in person, but it was an honor to travel with her all the same. When you see her, feel free to tell her I said so, huh?
Sam, got a moment? I ran an experiment with your blood. It seems you were onto something. After dispersing an aerosolized sample of your blood in BT territory, we observed reduced activity. While this is hardly definitive as we have no other repatriates to whom we can turn for additional testing, it does suggest that the bodily fluids of repatriates are repellent to BTs. Mama had the idea of developing a weapon to test this theory. The prototype should be ready soon, and when it is, we'd like you to test it.
Sam, this is the perfect opportunity. We've almost got the whole region on the chiral network. All that's left is Port Knot City. Return to Capital Knot City so you can pick up relief supplies for Port Knot. By the time you arrive, we can give you the completed prototype in person. One other thing.
Okay.
It's not very often porters get out to that wind farm. While you're there, you should pick up any outstanding orders. No sense coming all the way back here empty-handed if there's work to be done. Have a look at that delivery terminal.
Nice. So, do some jobs at the wind farm, but also head all the way back to Capital Knot City.
For further information.
There you go. That's cool. Let's have a look. Let's deliver some lost cargo. This is stuff I need to take back to the way station, so I guess I can do that on my way back to Capital Knot anyway. So I'll keep that for now.
By handing over excess materials to a facility, you can increase the amount stored on site. Now, these materials can then be used later for equipment fabrication and so forth. Just remember that each facility has separate stores and that the amount on hand differs from site to site. Don't get carried away.
Okay. What can I fabricate here that's new?
Hey, great work. That wind farm you've brought into the network is essential for our continued expansion. By way of reward, I've added a little something to your PCC. A generator option. Generators recharge the batteries of all nearby devices. That includes machines, bikes, and other battery-powered vehicles.
I see how this is working now. We go back to that place, we put a generator there, we charge the motorbike, and then we can ride the motorbike back to Capital Knot City. Hell yeah, dude. Alright, I'm keen. I'm excited for that. Orders for Sam.
Congrats, Sam. You're cleared to take on open orders. While they're not as high priority as the ones specifically assigned to you, if you're already heading a certain way and you have room to spare, it couldn't hurt to do a little more, right? Just because they're not mission critical doesn't mean they're not important to someone. So why not do a good deed or two?
Side missions. Orders for Sam. Urgent. Resins delivery to the distribution center. Delivery time limit, 45 minutes.
This is a somewhat unusual order. You're going to want to review the key points in the summary.
The focus of the delivery is on speed. Deliver the cargo as quickly as possible. Deliver resin stored at the wind farm to the distribution center west of Capital City. Try to deliver every single container, if at all possible. The more materials the facility has available, the greater the variety of items it will be able to produce using the chiral printer. It also seems they're in a bit of a rush, so the faster you can make the delivery, the better. Okay. I'll take it. I guess I should go straight away. Resins. Okay, nice. Just carry everything on my back. Maybe I should carry some stuff on my... I'll auto-arrange it. There we go. Auto-arrange tends to give me the best balance anyway, so that's fine. And then we'll confirm. Head on out.
Order assigned. Delivery per...
Standard orders has...
That's a request for material transport. By helping a facility replenish its stores, you'll gain access to a greater share of the materials on site. Give, and you shall receive.
These are all very weighty. I might pick up this one, the distribution center, because we're heading there anyway, and then I can head back to the wind farm to get these, as well as the other supplies, because there's so much to do, but I want to make sure I get it done, so I'll pick up this one as well. Condition of the cargo. Nice. Alright.
Order assigned.
That is the wrong way. Alright.
We'll be in our prayers.
Keep on keeping on.
Okay, this one's going to be interesting because I'm going to make it through BT again.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Just got to acquire a few cryptobiotes. Gonna make it through here safely. All these signs are great. Ooh, there's a bridge, actually.
You there. Bridges wants you.
Someone's built a bridge. Let's not fall over. What's this here? Oh, these are handprints of a BT. I wonder if that was a bridge level 3. There's a guy here. Yeah, it's got 1 million likes already. Let me just like it a bunch more. Structure menu, let's have a look. Customize structure. Oh, nice. You can choose the music.
Safe travels.
Oh, I can choose the voice. A hologram. Just God. Okay. Cool. Level 3 bridge. I actually love the online community aspect of this game. It's absolutely amazing. Because they're, you know, people building bridges and structures and putting signs down like, look, go this way, like everybody like helping each other out sort of thing, and putting ropes and ladders down, and like I really like how it's not just put in there for no reason, or it's not just like a gimmick or anything like that. Like it's literally built into the story and how it works, and connecting the game, and how there's, you know, porters doing like their jobs and delivery and stuff like that. I think it's absolutely fantastic. A good way to integrate the actual community of the game into the story itself, like how that all works, I guess. I don't think I'm going to be able to pick up these distribution items though. I mean, I might be able to, it's just going to be a bit of a journey back. I didn't even have any trouble with any BTs there, so that's cool. Let's use this watchtower. Yeah. It's a whole bunch. Like when you highlight this stuff, that it maps out your route that you can take. And then you go on here, and then route's been planned out for you. Music comes in at another beautiful time. I'm on my way back. At least this seems like it might be like a nice peaceful journey back. And we're going to pick up this distribution center items because that's where we're headed anyway. That's not too far away. Getting close to our stuff though. Legs are certainly putting in work at this point in time. God, oh my, come on. Okay, and then there we go. All right, we're pretty much at our weight limit now. We are essentially the Eiffel Tower in height. Anything else that needs to go to the distribution center? Anything else? I think this is as much as we can handle for now. So much sandalweed. And everything that will come back for more orders, and then everything that needs to go to the way station. Build a generator on the bike, so we should just be able to, you know, hopefully ride around these areas, and that'll be very nice instead. Sure we're as balanced as possible. Again, I will say that I love how much control you can have over your character and like the movement, how like balancing matters, and holding down the left and right triggers to actually hold on to yourself and have your balance. You need to shift it left and right. Like it's super unique. Like most games wouldn't bother having that as like you know, you've got your weight limit and stuff, and you can be encumbered and it can slow you down. But this game does it in such a unique and different way that I you know, compared to other games. And we'll get back here. We'll go into our private room because we've got to read up some emails in the terminal, and we've got some interviews to read up on as well. So we'll take a nice break while we can do that. Footwear's almost out, so I might... Oh, actually, we should make it home. So I guess I can recycle these shoes of mine that are about to wear out. And then I've got my spares on my boot clip. So our bodily fluids have been confirmed to... deter BTs. It's like a repellent. So I wonder if that means when we just urinate on the ground, they can leave us alone as well. That was definitely my back. I wouldn't be surprised, Sam. Look how much shit we're carrying.
Don't mind me. Anybody home? Name's Sam.
So I'm assuming when people take a piss, so when people rest, those things appear. When people take a piss, they make toadstools that can also attract cryptobiotes.
Beginning scan.
So funny.
Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons
Oh, they're doing pretty good for this target time. So obviously they give you 45 minutes just to walk down a hill, so it's not too bad.
Contaminating suit. Footwear condition poor. Replacement is advised.
Here we are.
God damn it.
Let's make that delivery, shall we? We made it. Easy.
You brought this from the wind farm? I can't imagine what a chore that must have been. Thank you. Made record time. Wow, don't do things by halves, do you? Hard to believe one man could bring in a hole this big. Then again, you are a legend.
Nice. Following sound data, anything you need. Following new hologram data, Benjamin Hancock. And more interview data. Chiral Contamination number 2, and BTs are reaching out to us. There you go. So we've got more reading to do. Nice, our star's filling out much more than it was before.
I don't know anyone who's done more to bring people together and get them back on their feet. It's hard to believe you're just one guy. Can't help wondering if the Great Deliverer isn't actually a small army. Because it sure seems like whenever someone's in trouble, you're there to lend a hand. It's enough to make me think you just might make it all the way to the coast. Good luck out there. I'll be rooting for you.
Good work. New order available.
And new orders available. There you go. Orders for Sam. Recovery of confidential documents. And stealthy collection. Data from the ruined factory interior. So that's close to... that's close to where we were at before. So orders for Sam are the main missions. And then standard orders are like the bonus side quest stuff. So that's cool. When we're ready to go back to Capital Knot City, I'll pick this one up. We'll do some stuff, as this is weighty. I need to run back to the wind farm, get some stuff. I need to charge my bike. So I'll pick this one up. Deliver some old media. The way station loves its old media, that's for sure. Okay. Get it? Head on out. I'm going to rest and take a shower though before we head to the next thing.
Sam, if you'd like someone to take care of a standard delivery for you, you can put the relevant cargo in a share locker. Should a fellow porter decide to lend you a hand, they can deliver the cargo to its destination, where it'll be held in a nearby storage unit.
Cool. So you can actually take up these bonus standard order side quests and still just entrust them as well, which is very interesting. Alright, these boots, take them. I don't need them anymore. Okay, so that takes my boots off. And then I am going to fabricate some new ones. And put them on. Keep the spare ones on the clip. Alright. Private room. Take me in there, please. I've got stuff to read. I've got a shower to take. Alright, I'm going to start skipping these at this point. Because I think this is just the standard animation for resting and doing all that kind of stuff.
Sam, has your unread mail been piling up? You might be missing out on helpful tips or even special rewards. At least make sure to read the priority mails, the ones with yellow subject lines.
Love how even the game is like, hey guys, if you're not reading information, you better read that information because it's important. And if you didn't read it, you're reading it with me, and I'm taking you through it because we're getting this information. Because we got a lot to go over. We've got some more mail and more interviews. So let's have a look. Nick Easton, still alive, new guy. Sam, how are you doing out there? For a newbie, you're quite the workhorse, huh? Timefall's probably taking its toll on your equipment, am I right? Maybe some of your kit's not even usable anymore? Well, don't jump the gun and throw that stuff away just yet. Yeah, see, that's what I've been doing, recycling it. One thing you can do is take your old equipment to a delivery terminal and recycle it. You can then fabricate yourself a shiny new whatever to use instead. Don't know if you're aware, but the whole recycling system is operated by the Bridget Strand Foundation. That's right, the president herself set it up as a means to convert busted tools and gear back into usable resources. On the other hand, if your equipment's only halfway to broke but you still want to part ways, you can use a share locker to donate it to another porter whose need is greater than yours. You may well end up getting a like or two for your generosity, never mind the warm fuzzy feeling of having helped your fellow man. Of course, the system works both ways, meaning you can snag stuff other porters have put in share lockers too, if you're the one who could do with a helping hand. Anyway, both the recycling system and the share lockers have their uses, and it's up to you to pick which method best suits your needs at any given moment. You've still got a lot to learn, I guess, but you'll have it all figured out in no time. I've got high hopes for you, kid. I like the amount of learning that I am doing and getting used to all the new systems, and I love how integrated it is with sharing it with other people or getting more resources back to make new versions of the gear. So I think that's really cool. How about taking a break in a private room? You've been working hard, Sam. Your porter grade ought to go through the roof if you keep this up. I wonder, though, how's your BB doing? Even if you're feeling fine, it might be a good idea to give the little guy a break from time to time. I don't know. Can't help but empathize with BBs, I guess. Maybe because I'd be one too if my last name began with a B, if you know what I mean. So yeah, head down to one of those underground facilities, private rooms I mean, and take a load off. That's my advice. Your BB will thank you for it. See you around, Sam. And then a test order. I want you to look for some cargo. You're doing very well, Sam Bridges. I guess I should expect nothing less from the Great Deliverer. Though, yeah, I've heard the stories. Rumor has it that you're a big Half-Life fan. I was wondering if that symbol, because I haven't played Half-Life before and I'm not familiar with anything, but I know that symbol because it's impossible to not have seen that symbol before with Half-Life. I do have all of the games purchased and installed on Steam, ready to play one day. So if you'd like to see a Half-Life series, let me know, because I've yet to play it. But rumor has it you're a big Half-Life fan. Once we were united, but now we've been scattered all over, but that's why we've got to keep working, right? I'm assuming this was PC content that has now made its way into the director's cut, maybe? Because Half-Life is on PC. You know the river to the north of the distribution center west of Capital Knot City? Just follow it northeast from the center and you should find what you're looking for. It's a cube, so it ought to be easy to spot. You've probably never seen anything like it before, so I wouldn't blame you for being leery, but it's not dangerous. It's really, really important to me, important as life itself. If you manage to find the cube, it'd be great if you could take it to the distribution center west of Capital Knot City. I'll chuck a bunch of likes your way in exchange, of course, plus a little something extra too. You're the only one who can help me, Sam. Counting on you. So, something about being a Half-Life fan. I want you to look for some lost cargo. I'm assuming that's an order that has now been added to a terminal for me to get. But yeah, when I was seeing that symbol on a sign and also in that, I'm like, isn't that like the Half-Life symbol? I'm like, maybe that's a universal symbol for something else and Half-Life just uses it. But there you go. Yeah, all I know about Half-Life is that symbol, and you're a character named Freeman, I think. And that's it. And Half-Life 3 is a meme, but instead we got Half-Life Alyx on VR. And I'll play all of them one day. I'm very excited to. Let's go through some interviews. So we've got humanity's biggest problem, logistics. War and famine have been inescapable parts of human life since the rise of our species, and while the fall of America hasn't changed this fundamental truth, it's fair to say that these issues aren't pressing concerns. Can you remember the last time you heard of a prepper dying of starvation, much less someone in Knot City? No one's fighting over water or oil or anything else, which isn't to say that people don't occasionally run out of supplies, but that's almost never because of a real shortage. It's usually a problem with logistics. In fact, it was to address such problems that the president created bridges and developed the chiral network. So yeah, no one's that desperate. Everybody's got enough for themselves, which is what's led to the real problem. It's all too easy for people to become isolated from one another and eventually forget that others even exist. People are free to live for themselves for the moment without a care for the future. The president understood this better than anyone, and I know just how much it pained her. Chiral Contamination 1. Chiral contamination is the result of a prolonged exposure to chiral radiation, which is emitted by chiralium, a substance discovered at the same time as the beach. Prolonged exposure can significantly impact physical and mental health. The effects are not dissimilar from those observed in individuals exposed to extremely high levels of stress, levels which can be fatal even. Such traumatic experiences can alter hormonal secretions, impair immune response, contribute to heart failure, and induce strokes. The most common symptom of chiral contamination is poor sleep quality due to vivid nightmares. If left unchecked, however, it can quickly progress a more advanced stage in which the aforementioned issues may be observed. The potential impact on an individual's mental health cannot be understated. The resulting hormonal imbalances frequently lead to heightened destructive impulses towards the self and others. Those dominated by such urges are named homodemons, the mad ones. In the case of some porters, such as mules, impaired memory and judgment has led them to develop an irrational obsession with their profession, hence the Homo Gestalt moniker. While it should be feasible and preferable for most individuals to avoid chiral contamination at all costs, there are those with a demonstrated resistance who need not be so cautious. I speak, of course, of Doom's sufferers. Chiral contamination can be alleviated using similar methods to those used to alleviate stress, increasing oxytocin secretion through contact with other people, administering smart drugs, and so forth. In recent years, however, a hormone dubbed lycosin, known to mitigate the effects of chiral contamination while also restoring basic physical and mental acuity, has attracted a great deal of attention from the scientific community. Unlike oxytocin, lycosin cannot be administered externally. It is secreted within the body, but only in response to external stimuli. It is said to be the hormone principally responsible for the positive feelings that occur when one achieves a goal, enjoys success, receives praise or gratitude, or any form of like from a fellow human being. So lycosin is something else that they've brought in now. When you receive a like for acts of service. The discovery of beaches and the concept of death. With the discovery of the beach, the fundamental truth of death was upended. I doubt you will find many who would deny this. Alas, we can say little with confidence in any objective or scientific capacity, for our understanding of this new realm remains in its infancy and is ever evolving. much like our understanding of the universe as a whole. Perhaps the closest thing we have to a working explanation of the beach relates to the conception of a multiverse, but I digress. Interesting. The beach is arguably both a concept and a reality. A discrete beach is influenced by the mind of the associated individual and therefore linked to them irrevocably. This is why we have so energetically pursued the psychological, psychoanalytical, and neuroscientific angles when attempting to create a unified theory of the Death Stranding, the beach, and related phenomena. There was a fad a while back in which subjects underwent counselling in order to learn more about their beaches, and in doing so gain a greater understanding of the nature of death. Doom's sufferers in particular provided excellent opportunities for study. An interesting theoretical question arose during that period. If a person's beach was a product of their consciousness, might animals have beaches as well? A conundrum on the surface perhaps, but one quickly resolved. Only human corpses undergo necrosis and become BTs, which proves somewhat conclusively that only a human can possess a beach. And yet this begs another question. If all that is required is consciousness akin to that of a human, could an AI have a beach, an android? I, for one, do not believe so. Why? Because the function of our beaches is to connect the worlds of the living and the dead. If an entity was never born, has not truly lived, and will never know death, surely it cannot have a beach. So everyone has a beach. This is so bizarre stuff. Like, a lot of it is admittedly, a lot of this is very confusing, and it's a lot of words, and it's a lot of techno-babble, and all of that kind of stuff, but there are pieces of it that do make sense, and a lot of things here that you can see what Kojima is putting into the game to be like, this means this means that. Like, there is a lot of work being put into the game to explain how the world works, but we're being presented with a view of this game where even the people in the game itself do not know much about this stuff, and they're all kind of figuring it out. Like, they're like, this is something in its infancy, so we're kind of figuring out as it goes along, which is very realistic for when you discover something recently. A lot of the information that you're presented with at the time could be incorrect or different to how it ends up like what it could evolve into. Like, you can actually figure things out, and it's like, oh, this is actually completely different than what we thought. So I feel like we'll get more of that as we go along. Like, a lot of these interviews are from 3 to 5 years ago. There's only a couple here from a year ago, but a lot of stuff most of the interviews we've gotten 3 years ago. But yeah, the final one here is BTs are reaching out to us. 2.4 million years ago, Homo habilis started to craft stone tools. Hands are so very important, don't you think? Our other sensory organs passively interpret data. Our eyes light, our ears sound, our noses smell, our mouths taste. But hands are different. To touch requires conscious action, to grasp more so. To connect that which is in our left hand with that which is in our right, still more. Are the handprints we see when BTs seek out humans? Why, I'd say that's just evidence of our otherworldly friends yearning to forge a connection. They're reaching out to us, attempting to bridge the gap between the realm of the dead and that of the living. Totally bizarre. There you go. That's why they walk on their hands, I guess, or make the handprints. They're searching. They're searching for connection. The main theme of this game thus far. There you go. Alright. So we've read those emails. I might check on BB. I love that you don't even need to actually manually take a shower yourself. Once you get into a private room, you're already pretty clean. Let's check on BB. Because we're slowly building a bond with him over time. Like, I realized that when I was like rocking him and stuff out in the world, you do build a bond with him, a connection level of his own. He does look happy, apparently, as we blink him around. I guess maybe when we take showers or use the toilet, that allows us to get more of those grenades, I guess. that we can then use, because it's our own bodily fluid that builds them. Just taking another shower with Norman Reedus. Taking a shower with Norman Reedus. Jeez, you're really just almost giving us the full view there. Yes! You do get more, there you go. So, restocked in private locker, 8 grenades. Love it. You get changed real quick, don't you, bud? Alright. I'm going to take a quick break myself, and then we'll move into our next load of jobs.
That's it, Lisa. Don't be shy. Just like we used to. Come on. Keep up.
It's actually kind of sad, though.
Sorry. Did I wake you up? Today's Mommy's birthday. It's also the anniversary of when we first met.
So, another memory flashback once we leave the room. But like I said, yeah, it's actually kind of sad. He's just like, because he's trying to remember what it was like when he used to dance with her. Ah, that's so interesting. All right, we've got orders to deliver.
Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey.
Good morning, Sam.
Hey, Sam. You could probably get that bike running again if you charged it with a generator. Why not give it a try?
Oh, you bet I'm ready to give it a try. All right, so let's select a PCC. Would you believe it? I don't have one. Let's go get PCC. Then let's build a generator.
Contaminating suit. All clear.
I've got one in my private locker.
For the bridges.
Actually, while I'm here, I might take on these orders as well. I need to head to the weigh station, so I may as well take this because this is only weighs 1 kilogram. And then give me... I don't need to make one because I've already got one, so I'll leave that alone. Private locker. Carry that in the back. There we go. Head on out.
Order assigned.
And then that one I'll wait. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, this is the Half-Life sign.
Have a pleasant journey.
So we'll have to see where we can find that. We'll read the email again to locate whatever the hell that dude Benjamin was talking about. Let's build a generator now. Postbox, generator, watchtower, bridge. Alright, generator. Oop. We'll just chuck that right here. And charge the battery for my legs while I'm here too, even though they're already all good. I'm wondering if this will charge instantly or whether it'll take time. Oh, that charges very quickly. And you can fabricate them as well. Thanks, Ben. I'll like that for you. Oh, this is very cool. Accelerate with R2, brake with L2. Wheel spin while stationary. Oh my god, yes. Drift while boosting and steering. Wheelie. Oh my god, this is incredible. Ooh, okay, that's so fun. Oh, this is sick. Alright, I'm glad we have a bike now. Get some air, boy. Alright, let's try and avoid the rocks. Yep. Okay, yep. Okay, good. Oh yeah, that's yep. That's good. Let's just keep riding into the into the same thing. Alright. I wonder if we can pick up cargo while we're on the bike, whether we have to dismount, pick it up, then get back on the bike. We'll see. That battery does go down pretty quickly. So I guess you're gonna have to get used to building generators if you go out on long drives. Alright, can I pick this up without getting off the bike? Yes! Hell yeah. Alright, we're getting the gear that we need to take to the way station. Not sure how much there is. But we've also got some jobs that need us to go to the way station. So, if I just drive through, I should be able to go over that bridge safely without any BTs, I think. Head on back. If I pick up these materials, I should be able to recycle them at the wind farm that we go to. So I'll pick these up. And I can just hold a bunch of shit on my back because I'm on a bike. Oh, this game is so fun. What's this icon for?
There we go.
Oh, it's a memory chip. I went right past that. Alright, now I need to commit to memory what a memory chip icon looks like. Alright, I need these things, all the way station products I can find. Whoop. Yep. Whoop. Yep. You know what? Sometimes my brain thinks for a trip like this, I should probably leave my bike out. Ooh, I should probably leave my bike out. And come back here later. But fuck that, because I fail to learn my lessons quickly. It's more metal. It's distribution center. Oh, I can pick up that stuff as well for when I head back. Jump! This is fucking hilarious. Hopefully there are no BTs here. Oh, maybe because it's a wind farm, there will already be a generator, so it might just charge my bike if I ride it there, so that might be good. Otherwise, I can always just build another generator, and I can get into the habit of building a generator at every location I find. It's like a delivery terminal. How to remove the need for balance. Get a bike. Alright. Now, is there a generator already here for me? There fucking is. Whoa! Hello. Someone else put a generator here for me. Bike's all charged up. This game is an absolute delight. Like, this is an absolute delight. How do I dismount?
Locked until departure.
There we go.
Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Hello, I have deliveries, and I've got orders to pick up. Alright, I gotta recycle some metals. Thanks! Thank you for your continued support. Take on orders. So, we have deliveries. 2 to take... Oh, 64 kilograms? You... God damn it. Well, I need to go there. But then I need to go there. What a pain in my butt. Alright, let me get that. Well, I'm going to be on a bike. So it might be okay. It's just going to probably... maybe the heavier you are, the more stress it puts on the bike, and therefore it drains the battery faster. That would make sense. That's gonna cover everything already, isn't it? Or looks like I've got to make another trip. This is the completionist in me wanting to do as many deliveries, as possible. All right, give me the stuff. Give me the stuff. Lay it on me. Oh, I'm stuck with something on in my right hand. Well, maybe if I'll need a ditch. I can ditch some stuff. We've got multiple climbing anchors. I don't need that stuff. We got multiple. Place that in a private locker. Because I've already got one here. Alright, there we go. I still have to hold it in my right hand? You sure? Oh, because it's too big. Wait, let me put this thing. I can't attach it to my suit? I can't put it on my shoulders? I can load it onto my bike. Ooh! We can load stuff onto the bike, dude. Yes. Can we load multiple things on there? Am I just going for it right now? Holy crap. But then you have to... Now I have to balance the... Now I have to balance the shit on the bike, don't I? No more cargo. Yes! Dude. Nice. The bike can carry stuff. What a dream.
Thank you for your contribution.
Oh. Wait a minute. Yep. Yeah. Hell yeah. Alright. That means I can pick up that other job. This is fucking great. Share memory chip data. Let's do this because we picked up one.
I say, I don't know what I did to deserve such kindness.
Okay. Memory chip data restored. The following data... What? The following data can now be viewed via your cufflinks. God of War original video game soundtrack.
Thank you for your contribution.
These memory chips are hilariously weird.
Sam, I see you've decided to take on several orders at once.
Yeah.
If you're not sure how you want to handle them, open your itinerary via your cufflinks. There you can sort your active orders by distance from your current position. Should help you plan an efficient route.
Just love to multitask, baby. Data, memory chips. The God of War original soundtrack. God of War was a 2005 action game that made use of the imagery and themes of ancient Greece. Many titles were subsequently released in the series, with the most recent 2018's God of War proving to be a true return to form, featuring an all-new story and settings which range from Greece to Scandinavia. Listening to this soundtrack is sure to provide a wind beneath the wings of your imagination, carrying you away to the world of the gods for another epic adventure. Does that mean I now have the soundtrack in my music to choose when I go to my private room? Okay. It's fine. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's all good. Alright, the other order that we can now pick up is this one to the way station, because I need to go to the way station. And then we do need to eventually make our way back to Capital Knot City, so I may as well just get both, shouldn't I? May as well just get them all, dude. Just get everything. I got a bike. It's fine. Just chuck it on my back. There you go. Onwards. Onwards and upwards. Let's go. All right. So I'm just making a cool subtle delivery. I'll be back. I'll be back later. Just picking up a couple of things, you know, just doing a couple of jobs. You know, I remember saying, hey, I'm going to try and take it slow with my gear. And then this happened. I got a bike, and now I can do anything. God, this is amazing, dude. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Overloading your bike, there we go. Loading a lot of cargo on your bike will reduce its top speed and will also increase battery consumption. Yep, I thought so. Alright, let's go. Safe travels. Where's the bridge? There it is. Let's head over to the bridge. Alright, we'll just do a nice slow journey back to the distribution center. And the perks of this is that it will get easier. The further we go on our journey, it will get easier as we offload along our major destinations. Can I do a wheelie still? Yeah, boy, we can still do a wheelie. Oh god. Yep. Yep, that's slow. Push it on over. We got this. We can do it. Yeah, wherever they... Now wheelie on down. Oh god, okay. Come on. You just jump. Bikes can jump. Yep. There you go. Oh! Sure. I don't... Okay. Just random little burst of speed. I gotcha. Let's just take the sign. It's gonna be a nice slow trip back. Will it be faster to just take multiple trips? No. No second trips. You ever help to offload groceries out of the car? No second trips. You hold goddamn 7 bags. Hold one in your mouth if you have to. Wonder if anyone's watching. No, not another piece of gear to pick up. To Capital Knot City, and it has to be large as well, god damn it. Why you gotta do this to me? Alright, get on. Alright, come on, I'll take you with me. No lost cargo left behind. We make this journey. I'm so glad you can load stuff onto a bike. You know, this would be much easier if I could have one of those cars at Capital Knot City. Although it probably would, they're probably not very good on this type of terrain. I don't think they're 4x4s. I don't even think they've got 4 wheels, so they're definitely not 4x4s. They got multiple wheels. We're about to head down a hill, though. It's like going on a roller coaster. Maybe. Let's go. Is it faster now to go down the hill? Yes. Not really. There you go, Speed Demon. Yep. Just running with like fucking 200 kilograms worth of stuff on me and the bike. Let's go. Very slowly going down this hill. We're doing our best. See, at least this journey isn't very long, and then we'll start riding a lot faster when we get there. I wonder if that means, because when we first went to the wind farm, it was filled with BTs and stuff, and then it seems to be pretty peaceful now that we linked the network. Makes me wonder if they actually like decide to clear out and they're not always there. Like if progressing in the story with the wind farm, just they were like, we'll move on. We'll move on. Oh god. Very grateful for this downhill. I mean, it's still a bit slow, but I'm grateful for this downhill. We're almost there. Thanks for being on this journey with me, guys, as we, slowly traverse through here. Meanwhile, everyone's furiously fast-forwarding 10 seconds to be like, geez, how long does it take him to get there? I don't care what this dude has to say. I need him to get to the destination. Just remember what Benjamin said, guys. It's all about the cargo condition. So we need to just drive nice and slow over this bridge. Keep everything in nice condition. Ignore the rusted containers. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, let's go.
What can't you do?
From this angle, I just look like I'm like, you know, in one of my little elderly scooters. In one of my little, I'm just on a cruise in my little scooter.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges.
Nice. All right, now delivering cargo that's on my bike. I'm wondering if I need to take it off. Oh, what the hell? What are you doing? What are you doing there? Do I need to take... I don't know if I need to take it off the bike to deliver it, whether it'll automatically... Oh. Hang on. Bike's too close. Sorry, get out of here. Yep. I'll just pack it on over here. There we go. Alright, what about now? There we go. Delivery time. Deliver the requested cargo. Okay, I'm getting the themes of this game, guys. I'm getting lycosin from this, and oxytocin and everything, because it's validating to deliver things. It feels good. I'm the intended target audience for this game. It's fucking great. I don't know, man. This is just fun. It's just fun to do. It's fun to deliver things and then get an S awesome rank. They make it feel good. It's such a pleasant experience. Yeah. We've done a lot of miscellaneous stuff, as you can see. Miscellaneous grade 30. You now receive more likes.
Bye, Sam.
Yeah, bud.
Good work.
Did that take stuff off the bike?
Please access delivery terminal.
It did.
Information.
And we got some new mail. There you go. So it did take stuff off of the bike. And then that's a new mission. Standard orders to Capital Knot City. That's 60 kilograms. Alright, we're going to... I should listen to these briefings as well for these orders for Sam. We're going to do the way station first, get that out of there, and then we'll do Capital Knot City, because that's separate. So let's listen to the briefing for the confidential reports.
For this retrieval order, you'll be hunting down a book. An old-school printed-on-paper book, the kind that predates the Death Stranding. Even before the world went to shit, most were published in digital formats only. It's rare to find one intact these days. Apparently, this particular book was the work of researchers who may have anticipated the Death Stranding.
Interesting.
It was en route to Hartman when it was taken. Mules, according to Waystation staff, in case you hadn't guessed. The book's no different from any other cargo to them. But to us, it's priceless. Get it back, ASAP.
Get it back ASAP. Alright, and then stealthy collection, data from the ruined factory interior. So we're going to go to the way station. I got a bike, so this just saves so much time. Then I'm going to come back here to pick up this mission, go collect stuff from this ruined factory interior, and then we'll head on to Capital Knot City. So that way we should have everything out of the way before we can proceed. So I'm very, very happy with that. Alright. Let's have a look, because we got some mail. Jake Wind. Our hard work is paying off. Dear Sam, I wonder where you are right now, if it's somewhere powered by our wind farm. If anyone should be benefiting from our work, it's you. Until you brought us into the network, we could only provide power to a small region. Now we can send it to all the big cities and beyond. I'm still not 100% on the details, but basically, transmitting it via the beach means we don't suffer any additional loss due to increased distances, so it can go as far as we need it to. Good thing we kept the faith in the second expedition and kept this place properly maintained. You made our efforts worthwhile, we can't thank you enough. And then the meaning of chirality. Dear Sam, sorry you had to go through the trouble of chasing down that part for us, but believe me, you've done us a great service. Thanks to you, our chiral printer's finally up and running. Didn't think it would ever happen, if I'm honest, but it did, and now we don't have to rely on porters as much as before. We can make a lot of what we require with our printer. And if we need intel on the outside world, it's right there at our fingertips. On behalf of myself and everybody else here at the Distro Center, thanks. None of this would have been possible without you. Funny story, the other day I was using the network to read up on the word chiral and where it comes from. Turns out it's Greek, it means hand, but you didn't know that, did you? The text went on about how your right hand is a mirror image of your left, but only if you put your palms together, and if you point them away and lay one hand on top of the other, well, that's chirality. That's how I understood it anyhow. What's it got to do with the network? I'm not really sure. Something about routing communications through the beach, which is basically another world like ours, but not really. So when you force elements of the two into contact, that triggers a void out. Anyway, all I know is that while I hope you keep on doing what you're doing to bring us together, you'd best leave the dead out of it, you hear? So we've read similar stuff to that in the interviews already, so it's cool that there are multiple points, multiple text and files and stuff to read that sort of confirm and corroborate existing information, which is very cool. Very cool. Okay. I got a bunch of orders to get to, so let's go. I guess you can open the... I think it just said I can open the cargo menu, so I should be able to put stuff on the bike, right? Yes, I can put stuff on the bike. Yeah, let's put the old media onto the reverse trike. That's what it's called. I'm just gonna call it a bike, dude. I'm just gonna call it a bike. It's a bike. You do not have enough items required for the delivery pre-Stranding movie footage. I accidentally picked one up. Cargo and vehicles near delivery terminals. Cargo carried by vehicles can be submitted to delivery terminals directly without having to unload it first. Just need to make sure the vehicle is close enough to the terminal. Nice. I did actually do the right thing then. Yeah, we got another bridge. Oh, we got another bridge. What's going on? We got fucking bridges everywhere. Who needs ladders? Sorry, chumps. I've got bridges. Oh, this is great. I'm going to have to go through mule territory though, so we'll see how we go. Meow. People making bridges. This is great. So, like, while there's certainly an element that I can see here of, I think the game... Oh, I should have charged my bike. I'll do a generator at the other place, that's fine. This is the area I was talking about previously. Just going through all of these, like, crushed vehicles and stuff is so cool. Yeah. There's certainly an element, what I was going to say, there's certainly an element of this game that I can see is made easier by it being something that's online, because there are things that are built by other people that can help you traverse the world, and like I'm fine with that because that's like it's literally built in as part of the game. I can see how there would be a part of the game that would be a little more difficult and challenging without having the online component of, oh, here's something that someone, here's something that someone built that's like a bridge and like stuff like that. But oh my god, I need to stop damaging this cargo. But I like it. I think it's cool. It plays into the themes of people helping each other to reconnect. things like that. So it's very cool for me. I like it a lot. I think this is a generator as well. There's a whole bunch of stuff around here. This is great. Some kind soul has put a generator right here for me. Charge my bike, please. So again, like stuff like this, like people putting bridges and generators and stuff like that, and watchtowers, and stuff that can help other players. And I certainly want to get into doing that myself, because I'd like to put stuff down. I just want to repeat that I really like how that plays into the game's narrative. Like it's all about delivery people helping each other to reconnect the UCA. And I think it makes the experience a bit more streamlined and smooth, and can help it feel like more fun and enjoyable, and you get that sense of connection with other people, like you leave each other cargo, you build each other structures, orders that other people can complete, like stuff like that. It's a fun time.
Scanning bridges ID.
Okay, so we're starting to have holograms appearing. I guess that's this must be sort of like because we connected the power with like the wind farm and stuff. Which I need to deliver something back to the wind farm now that I just picked up. Take your delivery. And this one too.
Delivering cargo.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sam.
You always take such good care of our cargo.
Nice. New hologram data, George Baton. New interview data for chiralium coatings. Rose pink cap color. Pink cap.
I don't know if it'll help, but feel free to take this with you.
What is it? Oh, it's another star for my pants. Hell yeah, dude. Star for my pants. You know what that means?
Safe travel, Sam. You be careful, okay?
It means I've got 2 stars for my pants.
Good work. New order available. Please access to...
New orders again, bro. It's never gonna stop. I actually need to go to the wind farm anyway for a small order. So guys, I'm never gonna finish this game because I'm just gonna be doing endless deliveries, and I love it so much. Repair devices lost during delivery. Interesting. Collect 3 kilograms or more of special machine and deliver to Waste Station West. Okay, I just need to pick up cargo and then deliver it. I can do that. And then we'll go to Capital again. We'll go to Capital, not City later. I've got work to do, guys. Alright, that 20 out of 60 kilograms of materials. I can put that on the bike. Put that on the bike. Put that on the bike. Hell yeah. Let's leave.
Order assigned.
Okay. I picked up some resins, not yet. Get this stuff out of here. Thank you.
Thank you for your continued support.
It's just like such a weird image every time of just Bridget. Like, okay.
Thank you for your contribution.
Alright. Now. I need to retrieve structure repair devices lost during delivery. So let's get on the bike. I also will say that over time, as more standard orders come up, because this is just something that's happened recently where we've started getting orders for Sam and side missions and stuff, like other orders, is while it's all new to me and fun and exciting, I think that's kind of interesting to share with you guys, because I'd like you to see the journey of discovery and me riding into nothing but rocks all the time, you know, and I think it's fun. Oh, yeah. Ah, I see. I see. I think this is fun. And then, you know, over time I'll be able to refine and cut stuff out that's not entirely necessary. This stuff is floating away. No! Get it. I'm sorry, BB. I'm sorry, BB. I don't mean to submerge you. I'm losing stuff. Oh my god, it's so far away. Oh, this is the heavier piece. Get it. Come on. You're coming with me. Yeah, come on. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna get these pieces as well. Is that for the, this is the same stuff, right? Alright, this should just fit. Alright, sorry, BB. Alright, this one's nice and easy. Okay, that one's also at a standstill, so it's just this one. Thank you. There's so much stuff on my back. This is like comical, and I love it so much. Alright, what's that over there? Alright, resins, I can leave that alone. Alright, let's head on back. Oh, I need to take this stuff to the way station. Yeah, it's close by. You can just get it later. Oh, this is a bad idea. Yep. God, this is so funny. They make their surfaces so rocky, and they're like, "Yes, ride a bike on it. That'd be a great idea. Ride a bike." Will Apocalypse ever get to Capital Knot City? The answer is no, because delivery is so much fun. This is like, you know, Fry in Futurama hated being a delivery person because he was just delivering pizzas, and it was like a dead-end job, and he hated it. It's like, oh my god, I don't want to be a delivery boy. He goes 1,000 years into the future, into the year 3000, and then he wants to be assigned his delivery job, and he's like, no! But then he meets, you know, Professor Farnsworth, and he's like, oh god.
All weapons will be locked until departure.
And then they're like, hey, you want to come on my spaceship? We're going to go on adventures, we're going to fly around, it's going to be really fun. You can be delivery. He was like, you're going to do deliveries. He's like, woohoo! It's like, all you need is the right environment and setting to make deliveries fun. This game makes deliveries fun. You know?
I'm so glad you're here.
So glad you're here.
Holy shit! You sure you're broad enough?
I did it, boys. We do all the miscellaneous journeys here.
Safe travel, Sam. You be careful, okay?
Good work. New order available. Please access...
This game is never going to end. Time sensitive. Fish from a BT area. 45 minutes. That's in Capital Knot City, so do that later. Deliver... You need to get some fish. Fish found in mysteriously good condition in a BT area. Alright, we'll do that later. Nice. Bizarre. Alright. I am going to make my journey back to the wind farm. Because I've got a couple of things to deliver there. What else have I got? What are my orders? So, material delivery to the wind farm, one to Capital Knot City, and retrieve confidential documents. So I need to retrieve it from the mule post box and then deliver it to the way station. So I need to do that later as well. To save you time, I'm going to go run on back to the wind farm and then we'll proceed with the confidential document recovery. Alright, so I have done a lot of orders and I thought I would do something nice with it. Just while I was traversing back and forth through different locations and doing orders and stuff, I was just doing some peaceful drives through and recommending a playlist that I'd created with music for driving, walking, delivering through the world of Death Stranding. I collected like some nice songs that I feel fit the themes and similar music to the actual soundtrack and songs that we've been given. So there are some of the actual music from the game in that playlist as well, among some other things. So if you wanted to check that out, have some similar tunes that you wanted to listen to while you play Death Stranding, or if you're playing along or want to watch along with me, that music is now yours to listen to as well. I just thought it could be like a neat little thing to include if I'm doing like for a long period of time, just chilling out, doing some deliveries, going back and forth, as a way to just be like, this is what I'm doing in my downtime, this is what I'm listening to, and you can do that too. But we're getting to a point now where I'm finally ready. We're delivering the confidential documents, so I just picked that up from the mule base with a bunch of lost cargo, so we're going to drop that off now, and then we're going to head back to the distribution center so we can do one of the main orders for Sam, and then we'll almost be at a point where we can head to Capital Knot City. So that's kind of the plan, well, really.
We've just about given up on seeing this again. Let's not judge a book by its cover, though, huh? Let me take a closer look. Very, very nice. It's exactly like I remember it. Talk about lucky.
Nice. Confidential documents. Take it on. Perfect. So we're doing very good with miscellaneous because we've been delivering a bunch of stuff.
I can't tell you how grateful I am. There are few bona fide treasures left in this world. And you just saved one of them. Thank you.
Good work. New order available. Please.
It's just funny because every time you do an order, a lot of the time it comes up with a new one, but we're getting to the point where the only orders left are go to the capital, not city. So I think we did pretty good. But what I've got to do now is my absolutely beautiful bike saving me so much hassle. Is we are going to we've got an order to go to capital, not city. We need to go back to our lovely distro center here, get some orders to, there's something around here to do. We need to deliver some cargo, character figurines and precious paintings to the Ludens fans. We're actually going to deliver to that warehouse for the first time because we haven't been there yet, so that's going to be really exciting. So we're going to head back there, and then that should round out the episode, I think, before we then begin our journey to not city, capital, not city. Anyway, so let's drive on back. Ooh, and have a, oh, do you see that move? Have a less calm drive back. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little segment of just some calm drives. Like, I'm loving this environment so much. Just putting on some calm, like, music, really get you thinking about, you know, like, the state of the world and, like, what's going on in this game and, like, all that kind of stuff is very, very intriguing. But we're going to cross over, we'll drive down here, and we'll try and stop off at the Ludens fan destination on the way back here, so we can drop off this lost cargo. Hopefully avoid some mules on the way. I'm having such a fun time with this game, guys. Like, being able to just have a moment where you go, oh look, we can just do a bunch of side quests if you want to just get bonus likes and stuff. I think it's well and truly a fact by now that you can see that I am almost a mule at this point, based on what the game is telling me. I'm obsessed by all of the miscellaneous deliveries that I've done. Don't be surprised if I end up joining the team of the guys who are chasing me soon, because I can't get enough of it. It's slightly addicting, but in the best way possible. I think it's actually a lot of fun. Just, you know, doing some slight off-roading here as I work our way to the Ludens fans warehouse. And this is interesting because we couldn't get in here before, but I guess now that we've got cargo that we can deliver there, it should open up for us. Yeah, there we go. Alright, am I close to where I need to be? Let's have a look. I need to drive through here and then maybe it should take us right there. Let's see how we go. There it is. See, I knew exactly where I was going. Just had to drive up a few rocks to get there. There we go. Oh yeah. Funnily enough, we're actually disconnected from the chiral network when we go into this area.
Beginning scan. Weapons detected.
There we go. Alright.
Cargo verified.
Now let's have a look. We haven't been in here yet. You got the Kojima Productions stuff on the wall. That's interesting. Okay, deliver lost cargo. So character figurines and precious paintings. Drop it on in.
Delivering cargo.
You the delivery dude? Oh, that's a relief. I've just about given up on you. I don't know how you do it. I really don't. Respect, man. Seriously? Respect.
Seriously? Respect. So that's the Ludens fan. He looks kind of familiar. But the connection level is crap. Like, because it's not linked to the chiral network. I have no affiliation, so I can't even see the face properly. It was weird. That face looks familiar.
about time I hopped on the whole Chiral network bandwagon, am I right? Join the UCA and all that.
Oh, cool.
You can help me do that, yeah?
Okay, so we can link the Ludens fan up to the Chiral network. Let me see if we get a clearer image of this dude's face. Oh, it's so weird when like tears happen and stuff. Like he's like crying while it's happening. It's so weird. Nice. New strand established. Ludens fan. Oh, that's Jeff Keighley. That's Jeff Keighley. Okay, that's interesting. Ludens fan has provided the following new hologram data. Nanodroid Jumbo Ludens. Oh, bizarre. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Sam.
Yeah, there he is.
Take care out there. Hate for this to be the last time we meet, you know?
That's not his voice, though.
I'm gonna need a moment to look over what you brought me. But I'll hit you back via mail after. Promise. Hey, I'm hoping maybe you can help me out again. Don't want to be weird, but I feel you and I might have like a connection or something.
It's definitely not his voice, but it's his likeness. That's fucking bizarre. Oh, now I can do orders for the Ludens fan. Delivery. Ooh, fragile deliveries. I wonder if that's through the Fragile Express, which we haven't seen her in a while, actually. T-Rex models stolen by mules. Okay. Delivery to the wind farm and a delivery to Capital Knot City. My god, it never ends. The deliveries. I'm going to leave these for now. I think we're going to do Ludens fans deliveries next time. I am going to leave them. They will be available for me. I'll come back. I know when to call it, and I need to call it. But I will certainly oh my god. Yep. I will certainly do that. Oh, come on. Next time. So before we head on through to Capital Knot City, make sure that Ludens fan gets his jobs done, because I need to go back to the wind farm again. Then I need to do like a retrieval mission for him, and then just then I just need to do a delivery to Capital Knot City. So the plan is do as much as I can, and then I eventually will have a bunch of orders that go straight to Capital Knot City, and then we can proceed, because that's what Die Hard Man said that we should do. And when we get in here as well, I should have a read-through of we've got a bunch more emails and some interview data, so I might take a read-through of that as well. It could be handy. It's nice not carrying so much cargo. Until the next time. So, taking on orders, we have data from the ruined factory interior that I'm going to do. So we're going to make a journey over there, and then bring it back here. Listen to the briefing.
Remember that mule cargo you brought back from the decommissioned factory? It contained records, old-school data storage devices, which we've been processing. Their contents suggest that the facility was run by Bridges. Long before the mules staked their claim, that is. They're not demons yet, but given their close proximity to Capital Knot City, they still pose a threat. We need to learn more about their plans, whatever they may be. The good news is, our techs managed to crack their security measures remotely, which allowed them to lift the lockdown on the factory's main entrance. The bad news is that we'll need someone with a cargo scanner to head in there and hunt for additional records.
Me.
The more data we obtain, the more complete a picture we can construct. I wish there was another way. But I'm asking you to infiltrate the factory and get us all the information you can. Needless to say, you'll have to fight your way out if you get caught. So be ready for anything.
Cool. Commence solo sneaking mission. All weapons OSP. I'll take it. That sounds fun. Let's go and infiltrate the factory. Another maser gun. I guess I'll just hang that on my tool rack. Yep. Hang. Oh, I've got a spare. I've got a spare one. Okay. No worries. Oh, I've got some metals. I think I need to take those metals somewhere though. I've had those for a while. I think that's what I need to take to Capital Knot City. So I'll be holding on to them for a while. Alright, so we're heading to the ruined factory, and I think this is going to be the final thing we'll do for this episode. So let's make sure we read this mail and our data first. So, Benjamin Hancock. Far apart, but always connected. Dear Sam, thanks again for all your help. The chiral printer's still running like a dream, and it kind of feels like one too, seeing all these new buildings popping up out here. It hasn't solved all our problems, of course. The nearby wasteland's still crawling with BTs, but now we can obtain a good chunk of our supplies via the network, and they can't interfere with that. To think we're connected, even all the way out here. Didn't used to think it was such a special thing. The whole world was one big network back before the Death Stranding. Video, audio, text, every bit of information was available for one and all. But now we've gone one better. The chiral network and the printer can be used to send tangible things. Well, in a way. Welcome to the new America. Once we're able to send food and medicine too, you won't have to put your neck on the line for our sake anymore. I hope that day comes soon. I really do. Sending you likes. Still keeping on, Sam? Me, I've been practicing going outside, longer and farther each time. Thought I'd conquered my fears at one point, that I'd be making deliveries like nobody's business before long. That was before I wandered into mule territory for the first time. I panicked and dropped damn near everything I was carrying. Guess it belongs to them now. That little hiccup aside, I've managed to put up a few signs and watchtowers and other stuff I figured guys like you might appreciate, so it's not like it's all bad. Haven't met any other porters face to face yet, but I can tell they're liking what I've done, as in, they've given me likes. Oxy and smart drugs might help to level me out, but I tell you, when someone hits you with that like, it's a feeling like no other. That confirmation that you've made a positive difference in someone else's life, it's grand, man. Anyway, good luck with everything, sending all the love and likes. What I think is really interesting about this is, like, imagine a post-apocalyptic scenario where the surviving, like, community and society who aren't aware of the social media of our time, like are reading on like what it was like in our existence, and like likes and social media and all of that stuff. And this is like a post-apocalyptic culture of like sending you love and likes, because like back in the day humans used to like each other's posts, and it's like that sort of like commentary on like what if a society after hours discovers how social media worked for us, and then like they try to integrate that into their language. It's so interesting. Thanks for the Ludens, man. You're the best, Sam. You've brought me something one of a kind. A Ludens figurine signed by none other than the creator himself. Try printing that with a chiral printer. The one you've got is pretty cool, but this is a national treasure. Legend has it that these Ludens figures are prominently in one of the creator's games. Pre-Stranding humans, Homo sapiens, were obsessed with them, you know. It was through these works they reached the next level and became Homo Ludens. Apparently, what they played weren't games in the usual sense, but since these aren't around anymore, we might never know exactly what that means. But these Ludens figures, they were symbols of one game in particular, and I guess you could say that by collecting these figures, I'm playing a game of my own. This is like such fourth wall commentary about being a Kojima fan and fucking Metal Gear Solid, Zone of the Enders, all of his like previous things, like getting figures of his stuff and doing stuff like that, which I think is so bizarre. It's time to drive to the factory.
Sam, if the techs did their job, the factory should be accessible now. Head inside and start searching for records.
You gonna get run over, boy? You wanna get run over, boy? Boy got launched. Get run over. I'll do a wheelie on you, boy. I can make this combat ready. Let's go. You wanna mess with me? I just gotta find my footing. There we go. Get wheelied! Get wheelied! We'll get there. We knocked out one of them. No! No! Yes, that's right. How dare you? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See ya! Get splattered. Alright, I could probably afford to leave the bike here. Alright. Belly flop. I fell on my ass. How dare you? Belly flop. Get punched. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh god. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, team. You either get belly flopped, or you get zapped, or you get run over by my motorbike. I got choice, I got tools, I got options. Look at how cool this overgrown mess is. This is so cool. It's very interesting because on the drive here it starts playing licensed music again by Woodkid.
Looks like a way through.
And you get to a point where the music starts, it's scripted, it comes in, you're like, hell yeah, this is awesome. And then if you drive up to a particular point, the music just stops, which I find very interesting. Like, the music just stops. It says, no, you've reached a certain point, so it doesn't continue. So I think the way that music is implemented into this game is very bizarre. Like, I would definitely prefer a consistent score or themes throughout that would like play as you're exploring the world, whether it be like subtle or like you have moments that are more like dynamic music that changes based on the situation and what you're doing, maybe even changes with the weather, stuff like that. I know Breath of the Wild actually has music that's a little more dynamic and changes based on the scenario. So Death Stranding would probably benefit from that, I think, because how it's handled is it has these random scripted moments of licensed music that pops in, and then it can just like awkwardly cut off at any moment when you get to particular points, and then it's just silent. So you have a moment of cool music, which feels really cool, and then it's just awkwardly silent after that. So the compromise for me, I feel, would be to have more of like a constant original score.
Sam, see that access panel by the entrance? You should be able to use that to get inside the factory.
Ooh, that's interesting. We got a hologram. Enter at your own risk. Let's take a look at some of the graffiti. Enter at your own risk. Sneaking inside. Keep a low profile and use obstacles to hide yourself when navigating interior environments. Carrying too much cargo make it harder for you to hide. Try offloading some cargo to lighten your load and hide more easily. Well, it's a good thing there's a post box here, isn't there? I mean, it's not mine, but I should be able to chuck some stuff in there, right? I don't think I can put this stuff in there because it's related to a job, I think. Yeah. Oh, hang on to work. No, can I? Maybe I can't. Maybe you can't chuck stuff into this and I have to, like, offload it. I just don't know if it'll... Will it... It should still be there. Right? I mean, you would hope so. But I have a feeling it might not. Yeah, it just stays out here, and I'm not sure. If I lift I think I could leave this stuff, because I don't know if this is tied to an online thing, because it doesn't have my name on it like the other items. It's just weird that I know that it's not we're hacking the post box open, but it's a shame that we can't put our own stuff in there. Honestly, I should just take it with me. It's not gonna make too much of a difference at this rate, and just chuck it on. I'm paranoid, I'll keep it with me. Leave or die. Kill all something something. Death to something punk? I don't know. This is cool. So we actually have interior environments that we can sneak and explore around. Ooh, I need to use, what is it, the strand, right? See, I learnt this in my drills. We use the strand to wind it. How sick is that? I love that we actually do have a stealth takedown. That's amazing. It's a solo sneaking mission. We need to get some Metal Gear Solid music playing here. It makes me, because it plays, like, the gameplay is a little bit similar to how, like, Metal Gear Solid 5 controls, that it makes me wish that I could just push up against the wall when you're like sneaking against stuff. Like, I'm instantly resorting to a Metal Gear Solid 5 mindset with my gameplay. Like, can I throw a magazine over there? So good. This is so fun. A little bit jumpy when you kill someone. A bit jumpy. Which way is that dude facing? He's facing backwards. Cool. If only we could have like a moment where there's like snow on the ground and they go, huh? Whose footsteps are these? Just a box. Oh my god, I have a theory about what I've just had a look at. Have a look at this room. You know what this room looks like? This pod looks exactly the same as the one that Lisa, BB's mother, was in. Like, from this viewpoint. Oh my god, that makes so much sense. You see this thing here? Oh my god. This thing next to the pod, I bet you, is you have your BB on there. In your little case. It sits on that. It sits on this. The BB would sit on this. It would sit above, monitor the birth mother. Still mother, right? And then you've got Mads Mikkelsen walking around here going, I'm gonna take you to the moon. Like, that's what this is. I'm not saying it's the same room as the flashback, but I'm saying that it's the same sort of operating medical situation. Except it looks like there used to be a still mother here. It's been like smashed out of it. How interesting. That's exactly what that looks like. Ooh, we got factory data in here. Give it to me. Get a gun, another gun in here and some materials. We can leave that alone. There we go. That's weird.
Excellent work, Sam. That's exactly what we were hoping to find. Bring it back ASAP so we can get our people on it. In case you're tempted to venture further in, you should know that we haven't been able to crack the security system guarding the rest of the complex. So focus on delivering that cargo.
So over time we're going to be able to go through more of this facility. So if you have a look at this, I'm trying to get a good angle of this middle photo because I think if you zoom in there on that sleeve, I think that's the same jacket that that character we met at the beginning, Fragile, has. That looks like a Fragile jacket. Very interesting. So we get to end, we'll come back here another time when more of the facility's been unlocked. Then I'm very curious about this place because it seems that there's a place where a BB would be stationed with a still mother that we saw, and then something about there's a hologram with an old woman, and I assume like maybe like her daughter. I'm very curious as to what it means. We'll just have to venture further into the facility later on to find out what that's all about. But very interesting. I like that. And I didn't get caught, which is good. So I still got all my stuff intact, and now we can go back, make the delivery, get on my bike, and then I guess maybe we'll get some information on what that data was all about. I love that there's actually interior environments to explore and sneak around in as well to give you a bit more like gameplay variety. So you get these beautiful, gorgeous open environments, but then it's also just like, hey, want some of that Metal Gear Solid flair? We sneak in some interiors. Got you covered. I love that a lot. Alright, let's ride on back. And this is what I'm talking about. This is like the awkward silence part, you know? So instead of just playing some cool ambient music, you are alone with your thoughts. This bridge is so interesting to me. Someone built this and went, yes, this would be perfect if we just built a bridge over flat ground. That would be perfect. Someone really thought that was a great idea. Meanwhile, these bridges are all great. Cross rivers. That's exactly what you want. Pretty sure this is where I'm supposed to be taking my stuff.
Almost there.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying decontaminating.
Good morning, Sam.
All clear. Welcome.
Good morning, Sam.
Bridges.
Hello. Got the goods for you. Let's drop it off. Alright. Deliver requested cargo. So, data from the ruined factory interior. Let's have a look.
Back, are you? Delivery's in damn fine shape.
as always. Goliath sound data. Interview data acquired. Memo number 2 from mother to daughter, and a porter's note number 1 to our beloved daughter.
The records you brought back for analysis contained additional designs for BB pods.
Ooh.
This data has given us new insight into how we might customize yours, by changing its color, for example. Feel free to experiment with this feature the next time you visit your private room.
I'm going to do that right now. Great handler. Miscellaneous grade 40, baby.
Bye, Sam.
Yeah, alright, bro. Okay, those are some intriguing...
Please access delivery terminal for further information.
Those are some intriguing looking data points that we just got. So we've got more interviews to check out. We've got 3 in total. Chiralium coatings from the Bridges staff. Truth is, we discovered it by dumb luck. Folks had made a point of building cities outside of timefall regions, but the way stations and the distro centers were a different story. No way around it, really, even though all that exposure meant they'd deteriorate quicker. But when you're keeping an eye out for things deteriorating, you'll soon notice how chiralium crystals react when exposed to timefall, which is to say, not at all. They showed no signs of degradation whatsoever, stayed rock solid even after getting soaked. It sort of made sense. Chiralium comes from the beach, right? And over there, time doesn't pass. Timefall had no effect on the crystals because they may as well exist outside of time. And when we ran a few experiments, that's pretty much what we confirmed. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why not build way stations out of chiralium, right? Yeah, if only. Turns out overexposure to that stuff is lethal, and it can't be stored in large quantities either. Still, at least the chiralium coatings we came up with do just enough to keep the rot manageable. That's something. Now we've got 2 other ones. So a porter's note number 1 to our beloved daughter. I hope you'll get the chance to read this one day. Picturing you doing just that as I write helps me get my thoughts in order. I want to tell you about your mother. We used to work together way back before you were born. That's how we met, on the road, making deliveries to try and get America back on her feet. She was from a military family, raised by parents who taught her to take care of others, come what may, who gave her the tools to do the job right and proper. And sure enough, she was tough as they come, and brilliant to boot. Knew all there was to know about guns, medicine, you name it. But more than that, what drew me to her was her compassion, a burning desire to help those in need. Your mother, she believed this country was once a beacon of hope and freedom, and that it was her responsibility to help bring folks back together. Hearing her talk like that, I couldn't help but fall hard. I would have given anything, done anything, to make her dream a reality. Before I knew it, she'd become my beacon, a promise of what could be. And you're that promise fulfilled, proof of what's possible, child of my American dream. This came after completing that mission, and it did have that woman with the pictures of that girl, so I'm wondering if this is that woman's note to this daughter talking about her mother. And then we've got another one which is from mother to daughter. I'm sorry, 5 years isn't enough time to get your bearings, much less live a life. You were the only one I could save, could only dig graves for the others, and then for you in the end. Dig and grieve and try to make amends. All that's left to me is her, my daughter, my sole remaining glimmer of hope. Our future may be broken, but it's not beyond repair. Futures are fragile things, but my daughter's made of stronger stuff. She has what it takes to pick up the pieces and put them back together again. I hope. I pray. Is this one? I don't know what this one might be. This could also be the same ones that I was just talking about, or it could be Bridget talking about Amelie. I'm not sure. But that's interesting. So there we go. We've got some more data stuff. We're going to take a trip down to our private room because it is time to bring the episode down to a close. But not without customizing our BB first. That seems to be very important. Very important. So we need to see what we can do about BB. Okay, so we've got new mail as well. There's a bunch of stuff that I can check on being in here at the moment. Alright, let's check on BB first. Customized BB pod. Let's have a look. I have so many colors right now. Are you kidding? Dude. I can make it golden. Okay, this is awesome. I mean, why not, right? It'd be cool if I could customize the color of the orange pod as well. I like this. That looks good. Yeah, I want that. Give me a nice little silver chrome. BB, looking good in your brand new pod. Looks pretty. Well done.
Okay.
Yeah, good job, buddy. BB looks happy. That's good. We got a bunch of different colors for doing all our deliveries for our equipment as well. So that's what that's all about. Let's have a look at the terminal because we did get some new emails. We got mail. Jake Wind and George Baton. Thanks for stopping by again, Sam. When I was performing maintenance on the buildings the other day, I saw some footprints you left behind. Took a moment to retrace them like I was literally walking in your footsteps. Felt pretty cool, ain't gonna lie. Unfortunately, I got a little carried away and found myself in mule territory. Realized it before they caught me, but man, you should have seen me turn tail and run like the wind. I do not want to meet those guys in the field, no sir. Even so, it was fun walking where you'd been before. Felt like I was connected to you and your legacy in those moments. Just make sure you make it back in one piece like I did. And Jake Wind. Rebuilding America and beyond. Dear Sam, it was good of you to come visit us again. It can't be easy doing what you do, on the body or the mind. Guess that's what makes you a legend, huh? Well, whoever came up with the idea of sending comms via the beach is a legend too, as far as I'm concerned. What kind of person even considers something like that? It's like whoever decided to try and tame lightning back in the day, to think someone looked at those violent flashes of electricity and said, I can control it, create it. And then they did. Maybe the beach is the same sort of phenomenon, something we can't get our heads around right now, but once we do, once we learn to harness its power, it'll lead to a revolution that changes everything. Imagine if we could not only rebuild America, but make a better world than the one that came before. Very interesting thing to think about. And there you go. That will bring our episode of Death Stranding to a close. So guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been a very interesting episode to go through. A lot of work to be done, a lot of deliveries to be completed, and I'm enjoying every second of this game. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next time when we complete a few more deliveries and we make our way onto back to Central Knot City. So we'll do some more deliveries there, and then we'll see what's in store for us. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.